Yeah, right, let's go. Hi, everyone who's on. Firstly, I just wanted to apologise for the fact that I'm in a car. Today hasn't really gone to plan, but that's okay. That's part of life. It's part of business. Not everything is always going to go smoothly. I will be honest, I have had 3 hours sleep. I've spent the whole day walking. I've not had a proper meal today, but I am someone who is in this business for the long term. I had, just to give you a bit of my background, I had a very good career in science. I went to uni, worked really hard, qualified as a scientist, and then I worked in a medical research facility. And I decided, whilst I was at uni, that I wanted to earn a little bit of extra money so that I could go on holiday. I've not come from a family with money. I've always had to work since I was 16 for everything that I wanted. And I don't let the fact that I've not come from a family with money. Can other people hear me okay? Because I can see someone saying they can't hear. Can someone just write in the chat if you can hear me okay? Yes, you can hear me. Okay, excellent. So I'm not someone who's come from perfect. Thank you, guys. I think the chat's a little bit delayed for me. I'm not someone who's come from a family with money, but I was not going to let that get in my way. So I went to uni, I got a really good job, I worked really hard, and I actually started building my businesses up whilst I was at uni. And then sorry, I'm reading the comments and getting distracted. Whilst I was at uni, and then I built like the bulk of my business whilst I was working a full-time job. So if there's anyone out there who thinks, oh, I would really be able to do this if I was full-time, I'm struggling because maybe I've got kids or I've got a 9-to-5 job, I promise you, it does not have to get in your way. Like one of the best girls on my team who's having the best results at the moment has 5 kids. I built my businesses up to the best that they were whilst having a full-time job. So please don't ever feel like your current circumstances mean that you cannot build this to the best of your ability, because I promise you that you can. So I'm just going to touch base on a few bits that I feel are really important for when you're building a business online. And then I'm going to pass over to 2 of my girls who have very kindly offered to speak on tonight's call. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about is being your own boss, because I think everyone sees posts online and they're like, yes, being my own boss sounds like the best thing ever. I get to choose when I work. I get to choose what I do. I get to choose how much of it I do. I'm in complete control of what I'm doing on a daily basis. Now that is absolutely brilliant. Perks of the job. It is fantastic. But you also have to remember that you are your employee as well. And if you don't actually do the grafting, you don't actually do the work, you're not going to get the money that comes on the other side of it. So as the boss, on the boss side, you have to decide what you're going to get done. So that will be your DMO, how much you're going to do with it. So how many people are you going to speak to on a daily basis? How many posts are you going to do this week? How many times are you going to talk about earning online? How many people are you going to offer the opportunity to? How many testimonials of products are you going to share on your profile? How many testimonials of products are you going to share on your stories? So you get to pick how many of those you do. You get to pick what tasks you do. And then on top of that, you also get the privilege of picking when you do that. But that's also a responsibility. And if you don't take that responsibility on your shoulders and be responsible and be the boss, then you're not going to get the results that come on the other side of it. And then on the flip side, you have to be prepared to be the employee, to do the jobs that you don't want to do, the bits that you think they're boring, they're outside of my comfort zone, I don't enjoy doing them, I've woken up today and I'm not motivated, I'm not inspired, I really can't be bothered, I would rather put the TV on. But you have to know that if your boss was telling you, Danny, you've got to get this done today, otherwise you're not going to get paid, you would do it. You have to treat this like you would treat a real job. You have to treat it like you would treat a real business, because that's exactly what this is. So you're going to get out of this what you put into it. You don't get results based on what you say that you're going to do. You get results based on what you do. So just a few questions. past, I've been someone who's really struggled with being consistent, being committed, getting the results that I wanted. Lots of things. I've been doing this for 8 years now. I've had a lot of struggles at the start and a lot of success further on. So how many power hours have you got on this week? How many trainings have you got on? How many podcasts have you listened to? How many lives have you done? How many posts about the business have you done? How many posts about products have you done? I can hear the car rattling. How many testimonials have you shared? All of these sorts of things, if you're not tracking what you're doing, but you're expecting the results, where are you expecting the results to come from? Where are you expecting the team members to come from? Where are you expecting the customers to come from? I'm just going to have a sip of water because my mouth is so dry because I'm talking so fast. So this week, what I've tried to do, I've got it, thank you. I've set tasks every single day to make sure, one second. You want some? Please. I've set tasks every single day to make sure that we're covering the main things in this business that are important, because if we think about it, what do we earn money from? We earn money from selling products and building a team. So every single day I've set you 4 tasks. I've set a podcast each day to listen to, because for me personally, I think a lot of the reason that people don't take action is because they're nervous. They feel like they don't know what to say. They feel like they don't know what to post. They don't know how to get customers. They don't know how to get team members. And when you listen to these podcasts and all of these free trainings, and they tell you exactly what to post, exactly how to talk to people, the questions to ask, how to get customers, how to get team members, it fills you with confidence inside, because you realize that you don't have to know how to do everything. You just have to know how to listen to other people, and from what they're telling you, write notes and take action based on that. So please don't feel like you have to know absolutely everything. I have become successful over the past 8 years because I've listened, I've learned. You don't have to spend thousands of pounds on coaches, because there's so much content out there for free that you don't have to spend a penny on. So please don't feel like you have to invest a lot of money. We have all of our trainings that Beth does for us, and Beth is a 7-figure earner in the industry. Just like put that into your mind for a minute. A 7-figure earner, that is a lot of money, and she is teaching you exactly how to build your business. So please look at these people for inspiration. Don't look at them and compare yourself and think, I'm not like her, I'm not like him, I'm not confident like them, I don't have the experience like them. Look at these people and think, if that person can do it, so can I. So just to go over some of the tasks that I've set this week, hopefully some of you have done them. I made sure that there was nothing on there that a complete beginner couldn't do. So it was things like saving testimonials to albums on your phone, so that whenever you need to do a status and you're in a rush, you're on the school run, or you're about to go to bed and you've realised that you've not yet done a post, you've got tons of testimonials there. I've set ones like doing a reel or a TikTok, but focused on a product, because we all know it's great fun to do silly TikToks where we're doing the miming, or silly reels. I've had great ones doing like dress up where I change my outfit. But those kind of TikToks, although they get me followers, although they get people watching me, they don't get me any customers. And I'm someone who I have had customers buy from me because they've seen me do reels about the products. They've seen me do TikToks about the products. Now, it might not happen with every single reel that I do, but it does happen sometimes. And if you keep doing them, you're going to have those reels that will click with certain people, and they will be the ones that get you customers. Other tasks that I've set have been talking about the wide range of products that we have. Now, sometimes we get really stuck in just talking about 1 or 2 products, and we forget that we've got a range of 22 products. I was someone who very rarely talked about the sleep products, and I've got someone buying one later this month. And if I hadn't thought, right, what have I not spoken about product-wise? Right, I've not spoken about the sleep products. Maybe I should speak about those, because it's going to get me in front of more people that have different problems. Not everyone's going to struggle with pain. Not everyone's going to struggle with anxiety. Not everyone's going to struggle with their weight. Not everyone's going to struggle with their immune system. All of these sorts of things, not everyone is going to be struggling with. But don't forget that you've got 22 products here that cover all sorts of bases for all sorts of people's skincare. If you guys had seen my skin before and you saw it now, you would be completely blown away, because I feel like I don't even look like the same person. I was so spotty. I had such bad skin. But because I saw that there was a product out there that could help me, I now have pretty good skin for someone who had probably I always had at least 10 spots covering my face. And when I was consistent with using the skincare, I've had amazing results. So don't be afraid to post about the products and be able to help different people. Don't be afraid to talk about different products. You don't always have to talk about the same products all of the time. Now, I'm not going to go over exactly what I've spoken about on all of the tasks that I've done this week and all of the top tips that I've given this week, but I made sure that 100% without a doubt, every single task could be done by absolutely anyone in the business. Just to give you a little bit more backstory on me, I used to be, and I still can be a little bit, incredibly insecure. I'm sorry you can't really see me. I was probably the most insecure person in the world. I despised the way that I looked, and it really ruined, to be quite honest, a lot of my life. I could not accept the way that I looked, because how insecure I was as a person, the way my mind worked completely warped what I saw in the mirror. And I used to say to people, I'm not blind, I can see. I've actually got better than normal vision, because when I go and get my eyes tested, they're like, your eyes are above average. I'm like, brilliant. But what I held in my head, my mindset, I looked in the mirror and all I saw was my flaws, and it created this almost like this person in the mirror that wasn't what everyone else was seeing. But that's genuinely how I believed I looked. I looked at photos and I just saw all of my flaws. And when you're in that mindset, you only ever see the negatives. And it happens in business too. I'm now luckily, thank the Lord, I'm a lot more confident, and I don't look in the mirror and cry every day. But that genuinely used to be me. So the reason that I'm talking about this is because I know a lot of you won't do a post with a selfie because you don't like the way that you look. You won't post a picture of your full body because you feel like you're too overweight. You won't send a voice note. This was also me, because I didn't like my voice. But how ridiculous is that? Because you go to the shop and you tell the cashier what you want. If it's, I don't know, you never go to the shop and tell the cashier what you want. But if you wanted to get, I don't know, like a lighter or something, you would tell the cashier what you wanted and they would get it for you. You speak to people on the phone. You tell your partner you love them. You speak to people every single day in life, friends, work, your job. But for some reason, you're embarrassed to talk on a live because you don't like your voice, or to talk on a voice note because you don't like your voice. But you go every single day and you talk to people. So I'm just here to give you a little bit of like a head shake and be like, why are you not talking on a voice note? I used to hate my voice. There's nothing wrong with it. I hated the way that I looked. There's nothing wrong with the way that I look. Stop spending so much of your life completely criticizing yourself and not doing the things that are going to build your business because you're so worried about things that other people don't care about. So another little tip on the pictures front, the Facebook Lives. I don't feel like I look great in every photo, but I've worked out how I feel good and how I feel confident. A little bit of makeup, do my hair. I've got a ring light at home. Sometimes I put a ring light in the car. Can you tell I've not got my ring light tonight, but it doesn't matter. Find what works for you. I don't feel great taking a selfie holding my phone because I feel like it's a bit too close and I don't really like those pictures of me. But I do like having my phone on my ring light, standing back a little bit and taking a picture with a timer on, because I feel like, for me, I feel confident in those photos. And you don't have to do things exactly the same way that everyone else does. You have to do things a way that works for you. So for me, I would often do a live in my car with my phone in my ring light, sat on the passenger seat, and I'd be on the driver's seat. Not driving, just to clarify. I wouldn't be driving, but I would feel more confident because I was further away from the camera. So sometimes you've got to think about these little things that you can do that's going to make you feel more confident. You don't have to do things exactly the same way as everyone else. You don't have to hold your phone super close to your face. You don't have to do full body pictures if you don't want to. You don't have to do photos without makeup. I'll be honest, I wear makeup probably every time I go live and almost every time I take photos. Not every time, but almost every time, because it makes me feel confident and it means that I get the job done. And at the end of the day, you're here to get the job done so that you can earn money. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is, feel free to go back over the tasks that I've set this week. But I did cover, from Monday to Saturday, 3 of my top tips on 6 different areas. So I covered sales, I covered recruiting, I covered mindset, social media, consistency, and connecting with people. So if you find that you struggle with any of those and you haven't gone and watched my lives, please go back and watch them. They're probably about 10 minutes maximum. I explain the tasks, I explain why we're doing them, and I've given you 3 of my top tips. And I'm no different to any of you. Some of you, I'm just further along in my journey. Some of you, I'm not as far as you in my journey. But I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, that absolutely anyone can do this. There is nobody in the world who cannot become successful in network marketing if they want to. But you have to appreciate, sometimes you're not going to want to do the work. Sometimes you're going to wake up and you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to think, God, I look horrific. Some days I wake up and I had a car accident a year and a half ago. Some days I'd wake up and I would cry from the minute I woke up to the minute I went to bed because I was in so much pain. So on days like that, I wouldn't do a live. I wouldn't be creating reels. I wouldn't be doing TikToks. I certainly wouldn't be posting smiley selfies. But I'd go back, I'd find an old picture that I'd taken, I'd do my statuses, I'd connect with people. Maybe I'd make a reel out of pictures that I had from me from the past. Or I'd use old videos that I'd done. I'd screen record one of my old lives and I'd post that as a video. You've got to think outside the box. It's not always going to be easy. I promise you, it's not always going to be easy. Sometimes it's actually going to be really bloody hard, but you've got to decide, does this actually mean something to you? Do you really want this? And if you do, you've got to give it 100%. You've got to know that sometimes you're going to feel like pants and you're not going to want to do the work. Sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes people are going to say no to you. Sometimes someone's going to take the mick out of you. But on the other side of the negatives is the life of freedom that you want. What are you doing this for? Are you doing this to, I know that people do this to retire their parents so they don't have to go to a job that they hate, so they can actually do something they enjoy for a living, so they can pay off debt, because some people have so much debt and they don't know how they're ever going to get out of it. Some people do this to have new friends. Some people do this because they want their kids to have a better life than they did. Some people do this because they can't afford to put food on the table. And think about how many people will be struggling right now and how many people are so scared that they can't afford to put food on the table. But you can either choose to be scared, or you can choose to put your big girl pants on and say, I don't have a bloody choice. I've got to do this. I have to make this work. I don't want to go live, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't want to do a status about the product because I'm scared what someone might think, but I'm going to do it anyway. I can't be bothered to post 3 testimonials on my story in a poll, but I'm going to do it anyway. It is totally up to you whether you become successful in this business or not. You have exactly the same business and exactly the same tools as everyone else. Thank you. There is nobody else in this business that deserves this more than you. Everyone deserves to be successful. And I'm sorry it's a little bit dark. And I'm sorry I got a dry mouth from talking too fast. I've had a hectic, I'm sunburned. I've probably got sunstroke for all I know. I've had 3 hours sleep, but I'm committed. I'm so committed to my goals. I'm so committed I feel emotional, to creating a brilliant life for me and the person that I love that is sat next to me. I want to have a family one day. I want to give my kids the world. And I know that you guys want that too. I want to help my team to have a better life. I want to help people become more confident, because I was that person who was so insecure, who would wake up every single day and look in the mirror and hate what I saw. But I know I'm such a good person. I'm such a good person, and I deserve to be happy. And I know that I can help so many people. So when I don't want to do this, I wake up and I do it anyway. And this is one thing that I find really hard. Sometimes things are going to go wrong. Sometimes I will give it 100% and I'll get nothing back. Sometimes I'll pour my heart into people, and I will honestly try to do anything I can to help them to become successful. But some people don't want it. And if you're someone who is struggling with trying to help people who don't want to be helped, honestly, it's not on you. And you've just got to accept that it's not your fault if someone else doesn't want it. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm a Pisces, you know, I get emotional, but I really care about what I do. I really care about helping people. And I feel, to be 100% honest with you, and this isn't about the people that are on this call, because you've all showed up, and I really, really genuinely appreciate the fact that you've shown up to listen to me. I have invested my time every single day this week to come up with tasks, to create it on a nice picture, to go and find podcasts, to listen to podcasts that are good, to go and find for every single day a different podcast host. And I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit disheartening when I do that and people don't listen to the podcast, they don't do the tasks. But that's not aimed at you guys. They don't hop on the trainings. I'm so grateful to everyone who has done the tasks, who's watched the lives, who's hopped on the trainings, because I've done this week with no benefit to myself whatsoever. It's made me no money. It's done nothing for me. I've 100% done this for you guys. But you have to do that for yourself as well. I can do my part, I can help you, but you have to be prepared to invest in your own business. Invest your time. Go create the life of your dreams. Is it hard? Yes. Guess what? Going to a 9-to-5 that you don't really like that much is also pretty hard. Not being able to afford to pay your bills, pretty hard. Life is hard. You have to accept that. It's not going to be easy. I'm so glad that you've actually been able to hear me, because I'm not going to lie, I'm exhausted. 3 hours sleep is not the one. But I'm here to help you because I genuinely care. And I know that I can help so many people. Please go out there and chase your dreams. Please give this 100%. Please know that you deserve to have an incredible life. I'm so excited to see all of you at the event. And if it's not sold out and you haven't bought a ticket, please buy a ticket and please go, because I want so many cuddles and we're all going to cry and it's going to be amazing. But I'm going to pass over now because we've all had enough of me crying and we want to listen to someone else speak. So, Sammi-Joe, are you there? I hope so.
Hi!
Yay! So sorry for me being a bit like teary. Sammi-Joe's
You're gonna make me cry.
She's gonna spark you all back up again. You'll be buzzing. You'll come off of this like super excited. And then afterwards, we've got Amy, and both of these girls are incredible. They are so committed. I'm so proud of them, and I'm so grateful to have both of you on my team. So Sammy's gonna share some of her top tips on business. So I'm gonna pass over to you now, Sammi.
Thanks, and thank you for everything you've done this week. Honestly, it's been amazing. Like, I need to catch up on a couple of things. I've actually been laid up in bed, but honest to God, like, you do know your stuff. So if anyone hasn't watched or anything, and Laura did last week, then please go and do it, because you learn so much, and it's the stuff that you need to be doing to grow in the business. And this is what I'm going to touch upon. Like, I've been a part of the industry coming up 3 years now, and I mean, I thought all the time I was taking my business so seriously. But I was going over my profile, I was jumping on the calls, I was getting the motivation, I was sending out the messages, I was doing all the right things that I thought obviously was to build my business. But when I actually sit there a couple of weeks ago, really went in and analysed myself, I was looking over my profile and I realised what I got in the habit of doing was not copying everybody else, but trying to follow in everybody else's footsteps. Like, what were they posting? How were they showing up and everything like that? Once I dropped that and actually started showing up as me, like, I've had so many much amazing results, like in followers, conversation, new doors opening, everything like that. And it's only by showing up as me. And when I say me, I mean like the messy me. Like, I normally care about my makeup and my hair and everything's got to be pristine. And I will sit and hit that live button probably about 25 times before I actually let it go live. Because that's just, yeah, everyone does that. I think to myself, everyone does that, you know, but I've not done that once. Well, I haven't been live actually this week, but I've stopped doing that now. You'll see me in the mornings, no makeup, not even clean my teeth on a live now, because at the end of the day, showing up as myself has got me so many more results. Because what I'm going to say to you is, when I first joined social media, when I first joined like an online business, it was not for the money. It wasn't for, you know, the social likes. It wasn't for any of that. It was like literally to have a community, because growing up with borderline personality, it's very hard to connect. So that was where I was lacking in life. So that's why I like obviously pursued online marketing. And to be honest, it's been a fantastic journey, but it's like a roller coaster, you know, and you've just got to show up consistently no matter what, because trust me, after these 3 years, it has been a whirlwind, but the results are only just started to show. And that's me being honest with you. Like, it took me that long to get the results that I'm getting now. So don't stumble at every little hurdle that you come across. Just carry on going. And honest to God, like, the messy you is going to be so much better, because I've been doing a lot of market research lately, and I've been asking my followers and things like, why are you following me? Like, can I just ask, like, why? Like, I would never know if I never asked a question. Now, I've been getting, like, broader in my messages as well, like, not trying to put on a front. Like, I want to know why people want to follow me and things like that. So I was done that, and they was like, because you're real. Like, you go in, like, about your childhood and things like that. Like, you've done it through music. I haven't showed my face once. My videos have been my TV, you know, or, like, beach background and things like that. But the song and all the voiceover has been, obviously, what I've felt or what I've been through. So that took me back to a place, what I'm going to tell you now is that forget about everything that you know on social media, what you're going for, what you're looking for. Why did you actually go on social media? Not now, because obviously we're trained to, like, look out for things like, does that make sense? But take it away from the business. When you first joined social media, what was it you went on there to search for? Because for me, I first joined Facebook when I was going through domestic violence, and I was going, like, I got moved into a refuge, and I wanted to search, like, what was a refuge like? Who had been through it? Like, is it beds lined up, and, like, how I thought in my head, you know? And I was Googling that. So I never felt one thing about what I was looking for. So that's why I've started opening up, if that makes sense now, like my journey, because that was what I searched for. It wasn't about business. And now, all of the people that are following me, they're not following my business. Like, none of them have asked me about the compensation plan. But if I ask 5 of them now, I can guarantee, and I'm going to make this deal, I'm going to ask 5 people, and I haven't been active at all on social media for a whole week. I'm going to ask them to join, and I guarantee you 5 of them are going to say yes, because that's not the product, that's not the compensation plan. It's because we've got that connection. They know they're safe, because we've gone past that. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes you have to go deep. Like, you have to open up to people for them to trust you. Like, we know we've got the banging products, we know we've got the compensation, but why should anybody join you over me or me over you? What makes us different? They need to know that you're going to be there for them. So put yourself in their situation. Does that make sense? But on a positive note, anyway, like, get out there. Honest to God, like, be you. Like, when I look on social media, I don't want to see about flashy cars and things. I want to see, like, the hot mess mum bun that's been on the school run and she can't wait for that bottle of wine on Friday night or even on a Tuesday. You know, like, just be you, because you are enough. And once you honestly start believing that, because like Danni said, I was the one that lacked in confidence, but everyone will say to you, her? No way. You know, but deep down, yes. But you've got to show up as the person that you want to become, otherwise you're never going to get that. And that was my problem until obviously I learned that, I guess, till it clicked. But honest to God, you need personal development every single day and consistency every single day. No matter what, you need to start clapping for yourself. Don't worry about the people in the background or how many likes you're getting. And I know that is important as well, don't get me wrong. But it's what you're doing in the background that is going to make your success and your journeys. Because looking through my journey, I wanted to find like a really bad, rough life when I first started to like now. I can't find the one that I'm happy with because I was taught the lighting, I was taught the makeup, I was taught the prim. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm like, oh, I want to see the bad and the good, and I can't really get that. So just start wherever you are and do that one thing that you're scared of this evening, and I guarantee you'll get a buzz for it. But yeah, that's me. Or unless you want me to keep going and going.
No, thank you so much for sharing. Honestly, I'm so proud of you. You are so consistent. Just to clarify, Sammi-Joe has been poorly this week, and I was like, if you can't make the call tonight, don't worry. She was like, I'm gonna be on the call. She's like,
I only thought I had
sepsis,
like life-threatening.
I'm gonna be on this call. And just another thing is, if you have a day where you fall off track, don't beat yourself up. Look, I've got good lighting now. If you have a day where you fall off track, don't beat yourself up. You cannot change it. So you can either be miserable about it, beat yourself up about it, or you can think, right, yesterday was a bit pants. I didn't do what I needed to do. I didn't do what I wanted to get done. I'm not going to sit and sulk about it. I'm not going to beat myself up. Please excuse my sunburnt forehead. I'm just going to get on with it, and I'm going to make tomorrow or today even better than yesterday was.
Sorry,
so
one
Amy,
more thing, Danni.
Oh, yeah, carry on.
Sorry. And do you know, like, for me, my insecurities was a big part of my life. So do you know what I would do? Like, so how I started getting into lives and talking on my stories was I'd say, like, say for instance, my face is big now. I'd say, don't worry about adjusting your camera. It is actually my face that is wonky. I would point it out. Do you know what I mean? Or for instance, my teeth was a big issue for me, but now I'd say, do you know what? Like, yeah, it's gone. Like, you don't have to stare at it. It's not a herb. I would make fun of it before people could. So I would bring that situation up. So if you're ever worried about anything, before you hit the live or before you go out for your day or whatever it is, bring it to the occasion. Then you've got nothing to fear. But that was it. That's what I was going to leave you on.
I like that. Right, Amy, are you here? I hope so.
Hello.
Yay! Thank you so much for coming on tonight. So Amy hasn't spoke on a training with us yet. So this is her first one. So we're all going to support you, and you're going to be absolutely amazing. But Amy, honestly, like, I don't know how she does it. She just sells via inbox like a mad woman. She's just incredible at selling through conversation and talking to people. And I do all of mine through social media posts. So I'm going to learn just as much as you guys are tonight. So thank you so much for offering to come on and speak about this. And I'm going to get my notepad out and be taking notes along with everyone else.
Hello. So I just wanted to jump on quickly. I've got some notes here. So what I would say is definitely get a product result. So before I started doing Nutonic, I had constant problems with my back, constant pain. And then I got in touch with Danni, and since then it's literally changed my life. I have not been in this little pain for about 15 years. So firstly, definitely get a product result, and then speak to friends and family about how amazing you're feeling, and ask them to do some trials of your product, and also speak to everybody else, including on social media. And in my job, I do that as well because I work on checkouts, so I'm constantly talking to people now. I've also got a customer who is actually an osteopath in London, and she saw how amazing I was feeling, and she's actually ordered the products the last 2 months, and she's actually looking to sign up in the next couple of weeks to order her own products and to hopefully be trialing with customers and getting an extra bit of income. That was all I had to say.
Yay, thank you so much. I think so often we forget the basics. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I get scared to talk to people. Sometimes I still get scared to go alive. You can tell I've not slept. Sometimes I get scared to go live. And I'm going to be honest, I felt really sick with nerves before I did this training tonight. But you just have to do it. You have to remember that at the end of the day, you've got nothing to lose. We're here to earn money. What do we earn money from? Selling products, building a team. What do we have to do both of those things? Talk to people about the products, post about the products. Talk to people about the business, post about the business. And then just follow on from there. It really is that simple. We spend hours and hours and hours learning the ins and outs of absolutely everything there is. We think we need this amazing like time management thing. We feel like we have to go on these £300 courses where they're going to get rid of my self-esteem issues and I'm going to be super confident. But at the end of the day, you really just have to be a big badass boss who forces yourself to do the work. Yes, listen to podcasts to learn more. Yes, listen to trainings to learn more. Yes, do your affirmations. Yes, add people. Do things that are going to make you learn, make you feel more confident, going to inspire you, motivate you, put good music on that you love to dance to. But remember that all of those things aren't going to help you earn money if you don't talk about the products and you don't talk about the business. So I think that's going to be it from me and the amazing Sammi-Joe and the amazing Amy. Thank you both so much for hopping on. I am genuinely really sorry about the lack of lighting and this noisy speed car, but I've actually really enjoyed this training and I'm very grateful to everyone who's hopped on. I hope you have found it helpful. If you have, I would love a little message. Yeah, I love you all. I appreciate you all. I hope that you go and have an amazing week next week. Don't do this for me, but go and do this for you and make yourself proud. So if Mary, forgot to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for rescuing me and hosting the training. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if I have to end the meeting or if Mary has to end the meeting, but thank you so much, everyone who's hopped on. I hope it's been helpful. And as always, if you need anything, I'm always happy to help. But at the end of the day, it's just about taking the action. Thank you so much, everyone.